All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple of frequently asked questions that we get from a lot of homeowners. That way you have the information and you feel inside the loop. One of the questions we get a lot is, why are you in our neighborhood? So we do talk to a lot of neighbors from different projects and stuff that we have. And the reason that we're in your neighborhood is that we're already currently working with homeowners in your area, and those homeowners had storm-related damages. So it is very likely that you have storm-related damage on your home as well. So we offer courtesy inspections to folks just to make sure that you're okay. There's no obligation. We're not going to tie your hands behind your back or anything after we get down. We're just going to educate you on current status of your roof. That way, you know what's going on and you're safe. You don't have to climb up there and inspect it yourself. Next question is that we get a lot is what exactly are we checking for when we're up there? Like I said, we have the storm-related damages from other people in your area, so we have a pretty good idea, as well as weather reports and those kind of things, of how your roof was affected or what storms affected your roof. So when we're up there, we're looking for hail damage, wind damage, missing or lifted shingles, flashing areas that could be compromised. We're going to do a full inspection just like your insurance company would. That way you know whether or not they would actually cover that, cover your roofing project. We're also going to inspect your roof like a home inspector would, looking for leaks, nail pops, shingles that are potential issues. And obviously, lastly, we're looking as a roofing contractor to make sure that installation is done correctly, that everything is high and tight as far as it comes to your roof. And then we're checking the condition and age of your shingles as well. So you're going to get a full, well-rounded report after we do that inspection for you. People always ask us, how long does the inspection take? Typically, the inspection takes about 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes if your roof is a little bit steeper and it's bigger. And then what we do is we will give you your photo report. We'll kind of review and answer those questions. That process usually takes 5 to 10 minutes plus any kind of questions that you may have. People always ask us the cost of these inspections. These inspections are completely 100% free. There's no obligation. So if we get up there and there's a hole in your roof or anything, you're not obligated to use us or anything like that. Our job is just to provide this service to you so that you know what's going on. Most people aren't comfortable climbing on roofs, so that's why we offer this courtesy to you guys, so you guys can be educated on the status of your roof, have the photos, see with your own eyes of what's going on up there. The next thing, like I mentioned, that there's no obligation to these inspections, so people always ask me, what happens if we don't find any damage? Oh, here, let me start that again. Redo question number 5. What happens if we don't find any damage? That's completely fine. What we're going to do is give you that photo report. It's important to keep that inspection report in your records so that you can notate that we did the inspection, that there's no damage on your roof. Most inspections that we do don't actually end up in claims. Usually, if that's the case, there's just not enough damage, or maybe your shingles are newer. So we do that. And we document that so that you have that information, and if there is legitimate storm damage in the future, you have that documentation for your insurance company to pinpoint that, hey, this damage that's up there is from this storm, and you don't get denied later because they say this from an old storm. Next question we get a lot is what happens if we do find damage? So again, our job is to educate you on what's going up on your roof, what are your options. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you all the photos so you can see with your own eyes of what we saw when we're up there. We're going to educate you on the different types of storm damage depending on what's on your roof, and educate you on the type of shingles that you guys have, so you understand what the expected length of life is for your shingles. And then we're going to have a conversation with you to help you educate on what happens if you do call your insurance company, what are your options if you don't. That way you can make the best educated decision for you and your family. And then if you do decide to have us help you through that claims process, we're going to educate you on all of the steps along the way and guide you through that as well. We try to help as much as we can, but there is still some help that you need to do. But we're going to be your point guard throughout that process, making sure that everything is dished off to you in the right way, so you can, any communication you need to do is handled professionally, and you know exactly what to say, what to expect is happening next. Probably the most common question that we get asked is, will filing a claim increase my insurance rates? The answer to that question is no. So Because you're filing a claim for an act of God, they're not allowed to raise your rates because of that claim being filed. Your rates are going to be determined by, yes, your claims history. We'll get into that in a second. But two, the amount of claims in your particular area. Most insurance companies break that down by your zip code. Some do it by like metro area, just depends. But based on the claims experience for all of the homes in that area. So if a lot of your neighbors are getting your roof replaced, you can expect that your rates are going to go up whether or not you file a claim or not. So understanding that, it's not based on the individual, it's based on the group. Now it is based on your claim experience. So if you do have, similar to your car, like if you do have a claim that's filed because you did something incorrectly, or it's your fault, like you left the tub on and you flooded your downstairs, that would be something outside of the realm of an act of God that would increase your rates. Even vandalism, which is kind of weird, does increase your rates. So if someone came up to your house and like spray painted it all, purple, you can file a claim and get that covered, but that would be something that's not considered an act of God, and it would increase your rates. But when it comes to storm damage, your rates are going to be determined off of the claims experience for the area, not whether or not you file a claim yourself. So I hear it a lot. There's a lot of contractors in the Louisville area. There's probably over 250 roofers in the Louisville, Kentucky kind of area. And people ask me all the time, what do we do at Home Court Roofing that other companies don't do? One of the biggest things is insurance advocacy. So we're going to keep you educated throughout the whole process. We're going to let you know what's happening next. You shouldn't really be surprised at any point in the process. So we're going to make sure that you understand exactly what's going on and that you're avoiding common pitfalls. Also with that, we have really good partnerships and education that we've trained myself and our staff on how to get roofs approved. So we're going to get a higher percentage of roofs approved than most any company in the area. And if we still get to that point, we have a really good relationship with a public adjuster to help us with that as well. Along with that, I kind of touched on a little bit, is that transparent communication. So letting you know where you are in the process. Sometimes it may feel like over communication, but we're going to err on that side versus leaving you in the dark. So throughout the whole process, you're going to hear from myself, you're going to hear from Paige, different people of our staff, as well as your salesperson, to make sure that you know what's going on and what to expect happening next. We call that like our concierge level service. So we call it like white glove. You're going to have someone that's helping you throughout that whole process. The point man is going to be whoever your salesperson was. They're going to start the process. They're going to help you through the claims process, but know that they have a whole team behind them that's helping them answer questions, helping to make sure that you get all the information that you need. And there's always someone for you to call if you do have some questions, so we can get you the right answers. When it comes to the jobs and everything, we're clean, professional execution. We're certified through the manufacturer. We use GAF shingles. The biggest thing for me is 9 times out of 10, we're going to be in and out in a day. So if you leave it in the morning, it's probably when we're showing up. And then when we leave, other than your roof being done and a sign in your yard, everything should be cleaned up and you won't even know that we're there. And then the last thing is that home team mindset is we're going to act like the home team together, and we're going to be prepared, we're going to be disciplined and fully committed to protecting you and your home, just like it was our house as well.